This morning in the Atlanta airport, no one's missing a meal on Mac Wilburn's watch. With 11 restaurants to serve passengers, he's got dining for every destination. And it all started when Mac talked with First Horizon Bank about opening a franchise in the airport. Now it's open for business and cleared for takeoff. First Horizon Bank. Let's find a way. Go to firsthorizon.com/Mac. First Horizon Bank, member FDIC.
J360 Radio. Hello, J360 Legion, and welcome to a J360 Mini Bite featuring J.M. Brady, and I am your host, J.M. Brady. So, let's get into it. How's it going, y'all? Time for a new week and a new layout of different content to come your way. Interesting, huh? So, Donald Trump, according to the House, is impeached. And I know everybody's out there rejoicing, especially if you're on the Democratic side. Everybody's sitting there doing a conga line, enjoying themselves. Yeah, we won, we got him. Oh, no. No. We didn't get him yet, okay? That's only in one part of the government. We still got to get that through the Senate. And you know, a lot of the people on the Senate side, if anything, they're on the side of the Trump now. So, before we can all start that cheering and stuff, and keep in mind, right? There's an election next year. You know, we got a lot to look forward to. If you really don't want them in there, why don't you just vote? And then here comes the craziest thing. People are going to still sit there and talk about different circumstances of why that voting isn't important and why you should just let things happen to you. And, you know, if you really can't handle the morons that are in your state, instead of just moving, because there's going to be morons anywhere you go, you might want to know who that person is, where they stand for, and see about voting that person out of office, if you can help it. And, you know, a lot of y'all sit there and say a bunch of things, but I don't see any of y'all running for public office either, which is interesting. Though if some of you do take, and I really listen to what you have to say, I'll be there to cover it and, you know, spread it word of mouth. Or go ahead and spread it due to broadcasting on J360 TV, which is 95% complete. And I'm happy about that, too. So, yeah, that's why things have been kind of off-kiltered over here at J360 Productions lately. But it's all for a good cause. And not only that, I got some surprise for J360 Radio, too. However, time for our main feature of this episode tonight. Star Wars Ep.9. Yes, before a lot of y'all groan, I know, I've been talking about Episode 9 a lot on this show. Might as well change the name of it, right? Jay's Star Wars moment. However, look, remember when I said that I didn't care about the movie being good or bad or not? That's true. But, you see, here's the thing, right? I'm invested. I want to see this stuff become laughable. I mean, at the end of the day, the story was already done with the Skywalkers when Darth Vader threw the Emperor down that Death Star shaft. I mean, let's be real, you know? It ended in 1983. We're still here. You know, this trilogy here, I don't think it really had... I mean, it had I redeemed 7, okay? I believe, like, it had the foundation here for an interesting take. The problem is, there's been so many cooks in the kitchen, and not to mention, like, when it comes to everybody's expectations of something, it kind of killed this movie. And now, due to the first reactions and all, like I said, never pay attention to this stuff, right? These are what the big shots think. These are what all those people who are picked from the chosen few, the chosen ones of our entertainment realm, come together and never make a conscientious decision or an idea. They sit right there, they stick their nose in, they gawk, and they turn up and say, I think that this movie could have been a little bit better if they went ahead with a strong female lead, though they have her, and she's ultimate power, but the other ones, they're not holding their own, and she has to carry them, which is exactly what I wanted, but it is not completely on the same term as what I would like for this credible film. Matter of fact, if they would have gotten rid of them, there needs to be more identity politics to make me real comfortable with what's next. But you see, I still want that strong female lead. But I also don't want a movie that is so to the brim with the minority. So you see, and believe it or not, there are people that go on this tangent for a long time and not tell you whether the movie was good or bad or whatever. And then here's the funny thing, right? If you're still relying on publications like IndieWire, even though they're pretty okay sometimes, but if you're still relying on IndieWire, comicbook.com, We Got This Covered, Screen Rant, what is another good one? Oh yeah, Comic Book Resources or Cosmic Book News and all that stuff. If you're still relying on those publications to tell you an honest fact about these movies that come out, you're only hurting yourself, okay? They're ran by people there that are all about the agenda or about that Disney money or about any sort of other way of being paid off and shilling out. You're not going to get a credible answer. Now, there are some people out there who have looked to the establishments where they work and they say, you know what? Yeah, I think we tried it your way. It was a huge backlash. This time we're going to be honest with the average moviegoers. We're going to be honest with the people who invest in. And we're not going to blame our fans. Yeah, see, that is every other intellectual property's problem now. Because something didn't take, you want to blame the ones that primarily invest in you, right? Yeah, see, that's stupid. That's something you don't do. There is no reason to even think that you could do such a thing like that and still come out unscathed. Because, see, when you're working on getting more people involved in your stuff, you gotta have a credible argument for it. Now, you might have people that didn't promote or didn't sell this well, or it might have not been the story that people wanted. You know, you could go ahead and look at Solo, a Star Wars film, a Star Wars story for that. Even though Solo was a decent movie, but a lot of people didn't like what happened in 2017 with Episode 8, The Last Jedi. And you see, because of the way that movie went, and it went on a whole different tangent than what was intended maybe, or they really didn't take the time to plan all this stuff out, you can't get too mad at George Lucas about the prequels anymore, because you already saw what the sequels were, and these are with different people, and headlined by somebody that he picked to actually be the successor for Lucasfilms. You know? In addition to what Alan Horn and Bob Iger looking over there. So, at the end of the day, we got what we got. But you realize that Episode 9 not only had to clean up 8's mess and carry on the train from there, this movie had too much going on in it. That's what made it funny. But at the same time, the idea of a cohesive plot or a cohesive ending, and not only is this supposed to be the ending for this particular trilogy, it's also supposed to be the ending for a whole Skywalker set, right? Dating back to all of that in the beginning. That's a lot. That is really a lot. That is an undertaking. And then you look at somebody like J.J. Abrams, and you look at Kathleen Kennedy, you look at all these people that are involved in this, and they're all going to tell their story, they're all going to tell, oh, it was a grand undertaking, we didn't have this, we didn't have that. But yeah, but we all knew this movie was coming. And they're talking about Disney bracing for a huge backlash because the fans are coming, or the fandom menace is coming up in there. It's just, come on, man. Don't let Gary from Nerdrotic scare you, or even that Star Wars girl, or even the world-class bullshitters. Don't let those people scare you. At the end of the day, it's all about just making a decent film. Okay? Or making a film that actually will take us from beginning to end, not even worried about all the money you make, not even all that kind of stuff. Sure, that's going to be there, because this is Star Wars. Star Wars is a brand like that. But the wildest thing is that all these... You can even look at the identity politics if you want to, but at the same time, it's like, you know what? The Force is female. That really turned a lot of people off. A lot of that, not even in the production of the movie, bothered people. Like, you see, when you look at this stuff, is it a cohesive plot? Do you have something here? Are we going from beginning, middle to end? Is this really going to be some strong points here to define this stuff? And you see, the thing is, you want some of these things acknowledged and identified in the Bridge movie. Which a little bit of it was, but there were still more questions, wasn't there? And whether it's a satisfying end to anything really comes up to anybody's opinion. But I looked at these first reactions, and yeah, while I got a kick out of some of the comments, and I really laughed at certain other things, you see, now you got more people talking about, don't spoil it for me, and then you got more people talking in reference to it, and Rotten Tomatoes gives it a 53 or a 56. It's like, come on, man. I mean, I can understand, like, some of these outlets here, they have their people to do this stuff. But when you look at it, controversy brings attention. When you go ahead and you can, slam a movie down, it could be the most original story there is, but these people will take the time to go and slam this movie down simply because they know you'll click it. We as investors, we have power to what we do, okay? We can do anything thanks to the freedom of choice, thanks to the ability of checking in. Don't let these people make up your mind, okay? Whatever your ideal is, if you're a real Star Wars fan or not, or if you're somebody that just likes seeing action battles in space, it doesn't really matter. But you see, if you're just sitting there saying, oh, I want to see the movie just because, yada, 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 or Rotten Tomatoes said this, IndieWire said that, these reviews from J.J. Abrams, everybody, to hell with all that. That's just effery. It's just stuff like that's not going to do for you. It's fluff. All right? I'm thinking about those people that actually were there during the tumultuous moments of filming. I'm thinking about the ones that had to sit there and get Daisy Ridley her water, or go ahead and listen to John Boyega talk about how he lost the script and how all this stuff got leaked out of here. Everybody saw each and every leak, and each and every leak was true. And it's just, come on, man. Yeah, there's a lot of effery that went around here towards this movie's production. But you got to understand that at the end of the day, they still made the movie here. We knew this was coming. We should invest in watching this movie just because we want to invest in it. I mean, you don't let the critics, you don't let any of the people that are getting paid or any of the shills go ahead and push you towards this. This is something that you knew was going to happen. And, much like how Marvel is, you go ahead and you take a look at it anyway. A lot of people say, well, The Mandalorian's better anyway. Blah, 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 blah. It's not about that. A lot of y'all wanted this sequel trilogy. I managed to go ahead and, look back at myself because, even I was a little too critical at some point. I don't like episode 8. I'm standing by that. But I gave my reasons for liking 7. Even if 7 was kind of a, copy-paste of all 3 original trilogy movies in one. But, you see, this is why the Star Wars fandom has a bad name sometimes. And this is why certain people, they seem to be looking forward to the negative backlash instead of just letting the movie function. And the movie didn't even come out for general audiences yet. These are the social elites, the top of the crowd, the people out there sipping tea and pissing out bull. And the truth is, after a while, it doesn't really matter. Or what is it? After a while, you really shouldn't give a damn what they think. They're not living for you, are they? And a lot of us out here that are, commentators, reviewers, bloggers, vloggers, the ones that really know everything and pretty much can say a whole lot of pish, and then at the same time, take that pish or that BS and pile it on so well that it makes it seem like we know what we're talking about. Oh yeah, we're getting plenty of attention now, right? I'm not going to say Kathleen Kennedy made the right decisions. Hardly. I'm not going to say J.J. Abrams is the best director on earth. Of course, his wife is the one that started all this Me Too crap. Yeah, I got my problems with J.J. Abrams too. Not to mention what, we never really did get a direct sequel or something a real direct sequel to Cloverfield, right? But they're allegedly going to be working on it. Yeah, I got my problems with him. But you see, well, I'm sure some of y'all are mad about the Star Trek movies. But you see, it is what it is. And they already know, and everybody says this in a mocking way now, you can't please everybody all the time. And that's a true statement, you can't. Boy, I can't wait till I get one of my franchises out there, right? I'm sure some of y'all will like the first 2 I've done, but the other 2, because I wanted to go in a different direction, and I wanted to add a bit of freshness here, Oh, you guys couldn't handle that. Oh, no. Shame on me for that. I mean, some of y'all still do that. Some of y'all want George Lucas back, but at the same time, when he was doing the prequels, y'all were sitting there saying, man, you should give up Star Wars to somebody else that really knows what's going on, that are really fans and really understand what's going to happen so it can be in safe hands. Uh-huh. Well, guess what, man? You did have a fan at one time. His name was Ryan Johnson. Damn. Anyway, since it's about that time for the reviews and stuff, I mean, don't pay that stuff no mind. Go watch the movie when it comes out. Don't even worry about spoilers. Everybody's got something to say. Just go watch the movie. That's your victory right there. And then you can go ahead and do your review on everything, whether you liked it or whether you didn't like it. Either way, you got what you got. And that's it for right now. Until they make some more stuff, and it's coming. But until then, this is the J-Man, and that's your mini bite for right now, and I got to get up out of here. So, peace out, y'all.
An avid cyclist dreams of turning his passion into a business. He consults his banker to help find the best path. Now bike wheels are being built, and all it took was a little push to get rolling. First Horizon Bank. Let's find a way. Go to firsthorizon.com/Clint.